Hey, what's up everybody? It's Rox with a little talk about what's going on at the top of the blog. So let's get to it. Looks like our favorite St. Louis rapper, Nelly, was stopped as him and his staff was on a tour bus in Texas. And the police pulled him over, and after the drug-sniffing dog got on the bus, it turns out that old Nelly had not only 10 bags of weed on the bus, but he also had 36 packets of heroin, or as the old people say, heroin, as well as a loaded gun. So yeah, Nelly was riding dirty. Now, you know, anybody that's famous, they do take steps to make sure that they have somebody, a weed carrier, on their person at every time. So he did have somebody that was with him that took the fall. Evidently, it was supposed to be someone of his staff who brought all of this onto the bus unbeknownst to him. But I'm like, Nelly, this your bus? You need to know what the fuck is going down. He's trying to say that it had nothing to do with him. I bet you one of his old ex-friends would have to beg to differ, because back in May, one of his friends by the Twitter name of Loose Cannon Slim kind of aired all of his business and basically said that he was on drugs and that he was running out of money and that he would borrow money from this Loose Cannon Slim guy, and that his house was in foreclosure and that was the reason why he was moving to ATL, and you know, just a whole bunch of other stuff. So if you was to line up the stories, it sounded like maybe Nelly might have a little drug situation. Now, I don't know. It really could be somebody of his staff, but like I said, if somebody of your staff is bringing that type of shit up on the bus and you don't know about it, Nelly gets on Twitter. Twitter is indeed the devil. I keep on trying to tell you guys this, and says that he's upset that this gentleman had brought all of this stuff. Ledris, you trying to mess me up? Yes, you will. That's how you come out close to the window.
I just try to get on there.
So you trying to be on my show? Yeah, you was trying to be on the show.
Yeah, I was trying.
Nelly gets on Twitter and says how he's very disappointed that somebody of his staff would bring on all these things it would bring all these things onto the bus without knowing him. Evidently, this is a person that's been protecting him, one of his bodyguards, for years and years and years. And he goes on to say how he feels sorry for the guy, his wife, his kids, you know, his whole family, whatever. I don't really know what to believe on this situation. And my girlfriend Angie, she loves him, and she's very upset to know that I would even be reporting anything negatively on Nelly. And I do like Nelly too. I think he's cute. I think he's got a wonderful body and everything. But you know, if you own heroin, you really can still operate. They say that's a drug that you can still be on and still be functional. I mean, look at the Olsen twins. I mean, them two bitches stay on heroin. You can look at them and tell they on heroin, and they still doing just fine. I think Nelly gonna be okay if he is on heroin or heroin. You know, he just need to get the monkey off his back. But you know, we gonna pray for little old Nelly, who got himself in trouble out there in Texas, po thing. Now, is there trouble in paradise for the WWF wrestler David Ortunga and his fiance, you know, Weight Watchers spokesperson, Oscar winner, singer Jennifer Hudson? These two might not ever make it down the aisle because J Hood just keeps on putting it off. They have been saying that he wanted to get married back in the day. Right when they first got together, and you know, it was always something. She was in Dreamgirls, then she was doing press for Dreamgirls, and then she got on the Oscar track, and then she was doing all the stuff for the Oscars, and then she got bigger and bigger and more wanted, and now she's a Weight Watchers spokesperson. And I'm about willing to bet that marrying David Ortunga is about the last thing on her damn mind at this point. The latest is that she was going to get married to him after this whole thing with the William Balfour, whatever his name is, after that case was finished. Well, now it's finished, and now I guess David is like, what the hell is the holdup? The holdup might be she just don't want to marry your ass. I didn't never really know if I thought these two was going to get married anyway, because you know, the rumor was that and it wasn't really a rumor, because I've heard him say himself that he likes Jennifer Hudson, you know, when she was thicker and heavier. And now that she's, you know, smaller, she's supposedly a size 4, which when I look at her, I don't believe she's a size 4. I would say more realistically like an 8. But a worked out 8, you know, so somebody that's fit in the areas that they supposed to be. I'm a size 8 too, but I ain't quite got the shape that Jennifer Hudson has. When a man says that they like their woman heavier, that's fine if you like a woman with curves and everything, but a little part of me makes, you know, kind of makes me feel like maybe he's got some issue with the fact that she's gotten smaller now and now she's getting more attention. I mean, she has actually said that, you know, that he has a problem when she gets more attention and that she, you know, he would rather she be heavier. So yeah, I'm just like, oh nigga, you want somebody to be fat now, huh? 'Cause now she done lost all this weight and now you got a problem with all the other men looking at her. Yeah, please. You don't know. These two may or may not make it down the aisle, but don't hold your breath for Jennifer Hudson to become Jennifer Hudson Ortunga. So is Mariah Carey ready to leave American Idol? I would be willing to bet that she's not. For the $20 million that was rumored that she was being paid for that show, she would be a fool to give up her check. Even though I know for a fact that she doesn't need it, but still, ain't nothing like an extra $20 million, right? Because of some shenanigans of Nicki Minaj. Now, I know one thing. Ain't no bitch fixing to talk me out of my $20 million check, okay? It's gonna be some arguing, some fussing, some fighting, some carrying on up in here, but I bet y'all be an arguing, fussing, fighting bitch that got a $20 million check in her account. I don't know if I believe that. You know, she supposedly is afraid for her life. She fears that Nicki Minaj is, you know, is a danger to her person every single time she comes to the studio. And like, first of all, I don't really see Nicki Minaj with all the talk and as pissed off as somebody can make you. I still know that Nicki Minaj has a whole lot to lose. I mean, if she were to hit Mariah Carey or do something to Mariah Carey, that would mean her ass. And you know, she, as crazy as she is, she ain't stupid. I think that's a rumor. I think it's a whole lot of hoopla surrounding American Idol, and this is just to bring the viewer in. This is doing what it's supposed to do. American Idol is coming out on top with all of this ridiculous gossip about who's leaving, who's staying, who's fighting. American Idol, they know what they're doing. Speaking of Nicki Minaj, it looks like they're saying that Nicki Minaj and Rihanna has been having this ongoing beef, which I was like, oh, I didn't know that, because at one point they was acting like they was a little bit old lesbo, holding hands, and at some award ceremony, you know, they was all up on each other. So now all of a sudden they saying that they fighting. You know, I think that they just want to keep, you know, both of their names in the news. You know how that goes. So I guess Rihanna supposedly tried to give Nicki Minaj a hug at the last award ceremony they were at, and you know, Nicki Minaj kind of gave her the cold shoulder, was like, you know, bitch, get away from me, or whatever she was. So you know, it's supposed to be this friction between the two of them. Now, to confirm this friction, supposedly their albums will be coming out on the same day. Now, I think that's just a little bit of friendly competition, don't you? Their albums are both due out on November 19th. You know, if I was gonna be buying the albums, I would buy them both, because they're both very different artists. Like, you know, if I was gonna be buying Nicki Minaj, I think it's gonna be her Pink Friday reloaded, reamped, or re-upped, or something like that. Like, how many times you got to release this damn album? You know, it didn't do all that great the first time, so now you're gonna do it again. I would buy Nicki Minaj for one reason, Rihanna for a totally different reason. I like Rihanna's music, but it doesn't, her and Nicki Minaj's music don't compare. They're two totally different. What do you think? Do you think that there's really a beef between the two of them? It would be ridiculous to really think that there was one. But you know, we like to feed into this beef. I think Nicki Minaj and Rihanna are just fine. Y'all, Larry Johnson, he is really having the blues right now. It looked like some of his past demons is coming back to haunt him. Evidently, he was in Las Vegas with a girlfriend who is now an ex-girlfriend, by the way. They were in Las Vegas. He beat her ass, and then he kicked her out of his hotel half-dressed. Of course, she went to the police, and the police have decided to arrest him. You know, he kept saying that it wasn't him, that he didn't do anything, that, you know, he's getting a bad rap because he already has a reputation for beating women. But the police was just like, nah, nigga, we know you beat her ass, and you fixing to get a pay up for it. And you know what? If he beat her ass, then good, okay? What is wrong with these men just whipping up on women? And, you know, the bigger question should be like, what is wrong with women that get with men that got a clear reputation for beating ass? Like, how many times did you need to see him beat everybody else's ass before you decided that you was gonna get with him too? Ain't nobody trying to walk into an ass whooping. The only person that never said that she was hit by him was Julissa. You guys remember that he used to date Julissa from BET 106 in Park and MTV, and you know, now she's on that show Empire Girls with what's the girl's name from Cheetah, what's her name? Adrienne Rodriguez. Look, that ain't her last name. Why everybody that's Mexican and Puerto Rican gotta be Rodriguez? That ain't even a Puerto Rican last name, is it? Bailan. Anyway, you guys know who Julissa is. That's the only woman that has never said that he hit her. But you know, their relationship ended kind of strangely too. So yeah, you guys, look like your boy gonna be in jail for beating another woman's ass. I wasn't even going to talk about this, but I got it on my little semi-notes. Y'all, I'm doing my top of the blogs today with no notes again because I just wanted to just hurry up and do the video. But I got a little thing about Will and Jada. Let me just talk about them. So the rumor is, once again, that these two are in problems. These two are ready to call it quits. Now, you guys know that this type of rumor comes up about the Smiths. Every 6 months or so. I've already told you guys, where there's smoke, there's fire. Yeah, marriage is a whole lot of work, and I'm just gonna say that they probably just working on it. But maybe the shit is getting a little, maybe we down in the valley at this point. Jada gets on Facebook and gets up there and talking about how people talk about how they raise their kids. And you know, you don't have to really explain how you raise your children. You know, as long as your children are fed and clothed, and nobody else has to take care of them. Now, I don't give a fuck what else anybody else say. Her getting up on Twitter and Facebook and explaining why she does what she does with her kids is unnecessary. She doesn't have to do it. Maybe because she's such a big star and so many people are always on their back about the things that they do. Maybe, you know, maybe she feels like she should, but she really doesn't have to. As far as the marriage, you know, she gets on there saying that she's got a lot of things coming up that's about to change in her life. You know, kind of almost like she was preparing us for the worst. No, Jada is really good at doing this. Now, Will Smith doesn't really say too much about their relationship, one or the other. Jada is always on something talking about, you know, whether or not she really loves her husband. Y'all done told y'all about the Spanish song that she did, and you know how this and that and the other. It's just like, girl, just go live your life. Get off that damn Twitter. Twitter is the devil. That's the newest rumor, that Will Smith and Jada Smith is about to call it quits, and that would be about for maybe the 15th time. Reality news, let's talk about all the different reality shows that is on or was on in the past. Vince and Tamar, I watched a little bit of it last night and I fell asleep. But I did get the gist of what was going on. They was in Hawaii. You know, Vince was really kind of upset and sour about the fact that, you know, Tamar left him when they were in the hospital. Now listen, I can understand how when you in the hospital and you really want somebody to be with you there all the time, but I can also understand Tamar's point is, I've been in that damn hospital for a fucking month. And bitch need to get out and get some, you know, you be around all that all the time, it can bring your spirits down because everybody is so sick and everybody is so down. And how can you sometimes be good for somebody else when you just as fucking depressed as the person in the bed? Now, I'm not comparing Tamar, who was healthy, to Vince, but I don't think that it was all that horrible that she left for 3 hours. 3 hours to go visit her friend. You know, and came right back. Now, if it was, you know, she was just leaving and not really being there for him and all that, yeah, maybe that might be an issue more. But I just kind of thought that Vincent was just pissed. I think Vincent was just in a bad mood. He's been in a bad mood really since he got out the hospital. Seemed like he's just been having a bone to pick with her. Tamar is a lot. But Vince, I'm starting to see, is also kind of, he can be mean and he can kind of say some stuff too. I still don't think that their relationship is in any trouble. I think that they have a real relationship. I think that these are things that happen in real relationships. I still think that they'll be fine and everything. But yeah, watching the show last night, it was something to see. Like, okay, Vincent do have it in him. Vincent ain't there for the bullshit. Okay, Vincent ain't no pushover. And that's what I have been trying to tell you guys before. Basketball wise, LA, a couple of things. Laura then took a page out of Gloria's book and went and snuck off and got married to Gilbert Arenas. She went on ahead and got married. They didn't have no big wedding ceremony anywhere or anything. It sounds like that they just got married with like the justice of the peace kind of thing, and that they are going to plan a bigger wedding in the future. I guess she said that her wedding ring was $1 million, so that she needs to have a $2 million wedding. I was just like, do you really need to have a $2 million wedding? You know what I could do with $2 million? Can you give me $2 million? How about I be your planner? Just give me the $2 million. I'm gonna make sure you have a real nice wedding. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be perfect. Just give me that $2 million. They're saying that the ratings for this show has been horrible. I guess when they first debuted, their ratings was right at about 2 million, like 1.8, 1.9 million viewers per episode. It has dwindled down to 1.2 million closer to 1 million viewers an episode, and it's looking like, you know, if it drops below the million viewers point, I have a feeling that this franchise, this part of the franchise, is gonna go under. People are starting to be like, they don't, and I notice it in my views when people are watching my Basketball Wives LA videos. The views are not high. I mean, it's definitely not as high as Love and Hip Hop ATL, but I'm gonna tell you guys what, Love and Hip Hop ATL was like the fucking Camelot days. I am telling you, I got so many people on Love and Hip Hop ATL. I got so many views. You guys was good to me on that show, so nothing will really top that. I don't even think Love and Hip Hop ATL season 2 was gonna top season 1, but I forgot. I said I wasn't gonna talk about that no more, didn't I? We're gonna see what happens with Basketball Wives LA. If they don't get it together, this might be the last season that we see that show. T.I. and Tiny, I did watch this show, and I love this show. I like the fact that T.I. and Tiny show is just about a family, a black family. It's a mixed, what do they call it when it's part of her kids, part his kids, like a mixed, it's not mixed, can't think of the word. But you know, now that they combined everybody together, and you know, everybody loves each other, and it's just a cute, fun show. It looked like every week they come up with a situation that they're gonna do. One week they're gonna go camping, another week they're gonna work out, another week they're gonna do this, another, you know, it's just I like to watch it. 30 minutes out of my life of just good old clean wholesome family fun. And I think that the fact that T.I. is a rapper is even better. It's a good look for the rappers, it's a good look for black men, it's a good look for fathers, it's a good look for the family unit, it's a good look for the black family unit. I hope that this show will continue to last. I ain't really got nothing else to say about that show. I just think that it's a good look. Don't you guys? Watch Keisha and Daniel's show. I don't remember the name of it. Is it Keisha and Booby and Keisha something? I don't remember the name of the show. I watched it and it was sort of just blah. I started remembering when as I was watching it, and I used to love her show that she had on BET before. I realized that we used to watch that show because of her family. We didn't really watch it for Keisha. Keisha doesn't really have much of a personality to me. And I know that she's like a lot of kind of girls that have had a rough ass life and just not used to really being all that emotional and outgoing and, you know, outspoken and all of that. That's really kind of how Keisha Cole is to me. She's just somebody who just kind of sits there, doesn't really say too much, almost have a slight attitude all the time. You don't know the fuck why. I do like Keisha Cole. I love Keisha Cole and I love her music, but she just seems like, now the guy seems like he's going to be the draw to this show because he actually does have quite a bit of personality. I like the fact that he's a family person, that he's really involved with his family. You know, he's there for Keisha. He loves Keisha. He knows how to treat Keisha. I just hope she don't fuck it up. Okay, I just hope that she doesn't mess it up because of her inability to be, you know, really emotionally attached to somebody. Y'all saw her when they was in the damn graveyard, and he was, you know, reading his letter to his grandmother, and you know, it was very touching. And for him, his voice was shaking. He had a little watery eye. Keisha Cole, she's sitting up there trying to get situated. She knocking the dirt off of him, trying to fan away the bugs and everything. I said, bitch, will you sit your ass still? This is serious here. What the hell are you doing all this goddamn moving for? I'm just hoping that she don't ruin it because I think that he is good for her. And you know, women, now we all want somebody to love us and be good to us. So I think that he is a good guy for her. I just hope that it works out. You see, they added Frankie to the show, and because although Frankie looked like she's trying to get herself together, Frankie still looked like she got a little bit of ATL in her still. So they brought Frankie on, and you know, Frankie's gonna add a little spice, not quite as foolish as it had been, but she gonna add a little something extra to the show also. Like I said, Neffy's not on the show, but I see that some of Keisha's other family is on there, so we'll see. I'm gonna watch the next couple of episodes and see how it goes, but right now just sort of just like Love and Hip Hop ATL. Even though this is not about the show, this is about some of the cast, so it's a few things. Joseline been all on the devil, better known as Twitter, and been saying all these things about Stevie. Well, we don't know if it was about Stevie J. She just kept on saying about how niggas will try to hold you down and try to keep in control of you. But you know what, nigga? I will let everybody know that you on the DL, and bitches don't be with these men who want to make you think one way and they really another way, and beware of the down low guy. And she was going on and on for like 3 or 4 days. Well, of course, we are all going to associate that type of talk with Stevie J, because you know, the drama with her and Stevie J. Everybody knows that her and Stevie J have some sort of relationship. At the same time, all this talk was going on at the same time that supposedly Lil Wayne had kissed Stevie J in the mouth. Turns out it's not the Stevie J that we think of from Love and Hip Hop ATL. There's supposedly some DJ named Stevie J, and that was supposed to be the person that Lil Wayne kissed. From what I saw the video going around, it doesn't even look like Lil Wayne kissed him to me in the mouth. It looked like the same situation as Chris Brown and Nicole Scherzinger when you know, they were just talking closely in the club. We know Lil Wayne ain't got no problem kissing no man up in the mouth. She was doing all this talk, so we all associated with Stevie J from Love and Hip Hop ATL. Well, now she's saying that her account was hacked, that she didn't really say all that. Now, it took you 4 days to realize that somebody hacked your goddamn account. Jocelyn, girl, if you don't get out of here with that bullshit. That was not no damn hacking, that you was saying all that because you was pissed off at him for whatever reason, and now that you guys done made nice with each other, now you want to let us know that somebody had done hacked your account. Girl, if you don't go somewhere with that. Diamond and Soulja Boy, I know we've been saying that they're gonna be on the show all this time, but Diamond and Soulja Boy keep on denying that they're gonna be on the show. So I don't know if it's just a matter of them trying to get their contract situation together. You know, a lot of times when they don't have the contract, when they haven't been signed, they just keep on saying they're not gonna be on it. Or if they really and truly are not gonna be on it. Straight from the A had just been reporting that they were gonna be on there, and Straight from the A usually has their information correct. So we still gonna see if them two are gonna be on the show. If there's any problem with maybe them being on the show with Erica and them, I don't know. We gonna see. But I know that Mona probably would like to still have Erica and Scrappy on the show. So maybe, you know, they trying to work out the particulars of the contract and how everything is gonna go. Lastly, Rocco. So Rocco the Don, who you guys know is Monica Brown, Shannon Brown's wife. That is her. Rocco is her baby daddy. Okay, her 2 boys are fathered by Rocco the Don. Rocco supposedly is going to be on the new Love and Hip Hop ATL next season. And a couple of weeks ago or last week, you know, Monica was on Twitter and she was having a lot of issue with somebody. She was subtweeting and saying things like, you know, my mom told me to stop crying over people that continuously breaks your heart, and this person's been breaking my heart ever since I've known them. And you know, you gotta, you know, you just pray for them, and you know, that kind of tone. And turns out she's upset that Rocco is going to be on Love and Hip Hop ATL. I guess if I was Monica, I probably wouldn't want him to go on that show either, because in her eyes they don't need it. But when I look at Rocco, I think that this show is going to be good for him, because I know who Rocco is because I'm in Atlanta. I'm telling you, when I was in LA, I didn't know who the hell Rocco was. In order to grow his brand, I mean, he's a local rapper to me. People might say he's bigger, but I think he's probably more of a hustler, you know, and so he still has money here for ATL. He's ATL rich. But, you know, if he's trying to grow his brand and trying to get his name out there and maybe put out an album that's really successful, or maybe somebody might know, you know, who he is and things like that, I don't think that it would be a problem for Rocco to be on the show. Now, if he gonna get on there with some bullshit about the things that goes on with Monica, then that's probably going to be worse. And I hope that he just leaves her out of it. You know, she doesn't have anything to do with it. She's got her family. She's got her boys. None of them have their kids on the show, so I don't think it should be any different for him as well. Hopefully he can be the responsible, smart, respectful person and just make the show be about him. But then you know that rarely happens on these reality shows. We was talking about David and Jennifer getting married, but how about Puffy and Cassie? Look like they finally then went on and gave up the ghost and got engaged. They were on Twitter, both of them, saying different things, kind of insinuating that they were getting engaged. You know, Diddy was making mention about a bachelor party and, you know, things like that. Turns out that they really are engaged, you guys. Misa Hilton, who is his oldest kid's baby mother, she confirmed it, yeah, that they are engaged. And, you know, she doesn't have any problem with Cassie because, you know, Cassie is good to Diddy and Cassie is good to my kid. And, you know, what more can a woman ask for? You know, you want somebody that's going to be good to your kids if we're going to be blended family. That's what I meant to say when I was talking about T.I. and them. She was just like, yeah, I have no problem. I'm glad for him. Now, we don't really know how the Sarah girl that's out here in Atlanta or Kim Porter feels about it. We gonna check back, try to get some comment from the both of them. But as far as Misa's concerned, she's fine. So yeah, congratulations to Puffy and Cassie, who looks like at least she was able to tie him down to an engagement. We'll figure out when the wedding is coming later. Real fast, Justin Bieber, he's look like we got some pictures of his peen going around. Somebody stole his laptop that, you know, he had backstage at a concert, and now they, you know, sent out the pictures of him walking around naked. And from what I can see from the pictures, he just looked like a little low baby, just a little old baby, pinky, little diaper dick, little diaper. Pinky diaper dick. I got a story about diaper dick. I gotta tell you guys about that one day. Hulk Hogan, he is very, very disappointed in somebody for leaking a tape of him having sex with his best friend's wife. Can y'all believe it? Out of all the women that you can sneak off and have an affair with, why it got to be your damn best friend? You couldn't find nobody else? He's upset about it, and I haven't seen the video, but I'm gonna try to tie it down because they say that Hulk Hogan got something to work with. And you guys remember I was telling you guys about Joni last week. Oh, you guys, it's such a sad story. But Joni, her and the mama-in-law that I was trying to tell you that she was living with, that the mama had to put him out, her and the mama-in-law got into a fight in the middle of the street. Erin and her husband, they have been bouncing around from motel to motel, and you know, they ain't really got no money. You know, they high and drunk all the time and carrying on. So, you know, nobody wants to put them in a room anymore. So, you know, they decided that they was going to go on back to the mama's house. Okay, so they was trying to sneak into the, I'm not laughing. They was trying to sneak into the damn trailer. Okay, and can you just imagine poor Joni trying to sneak into the fucking trailer and the goddamn belt loop get caught on the fucking windowsill? You know, she trying to jerk it loose, but not wake up the mama who's sleep in the house, because their plan was to break into the house and sleep in the house while the mama is asleep, and then just leave in the morning before the mama wakes up. I guess maybe the mama is dead to the world when she fall out. All that jerking and trying to get in the damn trailer woke up the mama. So the mama was like, oh no bitch, you ain't fixing to come up in here. I told y'all asses to get out. So yeah, they get into an argument. It pours out into the street. They get into a fight, y'all. I feel so sorry for that damn thing. But I know she probably was like, what the fuck is my shirt cut on? Her damn belt loop. It was stuck on the damn windows. Poor Joni, you guys. I hate to say it, but I don't know if I would be surprised if something even more horrible happened to her in the future. Alright, you guys, we do this every week, so make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe, and make sure that you come back. Until next time, Roxstars. Bye.